What's up, friggin' world? Welcome back to another Stay Fresh production. My name is Justin Copeland, and on this channel, Stay Fresh Productions, we talk about everything fragrance related. Any interest in that kind of content, you're in the right place. Make sure you join the Fresh Squad by subscribing, and by doing so, you enhance, you improve, you evolve your freshness. Your freshness is you bringing your best self into every situation, treating people with respect and kindness and understanding, carrying yourself with elegance and class, and we use fragrance as at least a starting place for that. You'll feel it and others will smell it. Just to let you guys know, a little disclaimer, this video is sponsored by Tiege Hanley. More about them later if you're interested in ways to keep your face looking healthy and young, which frankly can go a much longer way than what fragrance you got on. Today we're talking about different fragrances at different price brackets. Everyone has a different budget in terms of how much money they can spend or are willing to spend on a fragrance. There's 1.5 million ways to smell fantastic. You can spend as little or as much as you want, as long as you like the fragrance, as long as it makes you feel good when you wear it, then it is good for you and it's a fantastic scent. So my hope for this video is to give you some options at 3 different price points, or mostly spectrums. These aren't really points, these are pretty broad. But I have some ideas for you to help you smell your best in a variety of situations, as I will outline, and hopefully there should be a little bit of something for everyone. So we have 3 price ranges. We have affordable / budget, which is going to be $40 and under. We have mid-tier, which is going to be anywhere from $41 if you want to be technical, up to $99. And then we have niche / luxury, which is going to be anything 100 plus. Within each of those price ranges, we have 4 occasions. We have every day, so a fragrance you can wear any day, anytime, for really any occasion, but just something that's easy to wear. It might be more on the casual side, but it makes it very versatile. We have professional scent, so something that you could wear to work or really to any kind of classy or formal event where you want to smell clean and you want to be taken seriously. We have fun, so anything to wear on a night out, on some kind of casual evening where you want to be fun and playful and flirty and really just get positive attention and have a good time. And our final category is showstopper, and this is a category we have talked about before in previous videos. This is a fragrance that I consider to be something that you want to dress up. You want to wear this right, otherwise it will wear you. This is a fragrance that is not for everyone. This is a fragrance that will definitely get people's attention. It may even turn some heads. It may not get you a lot of compliments, but it's going to make you very memorable because it's a very different and unique and maybe even polarizing fragrance. With all that out of the way, let's dive right into it. Our first price range here is affordable / budget. And our everyday scent that I've chosen, this is definitely something you can get for under $20. I think I saw it for as low as about 16 bucks. At the links down below from Alfred Sung, we're talking about Sung Om. And this is a classic. This, I believe, came out in 1989. It kind of smells like it. It smells a little bit like the 1990s, honestly, in terms of an aromatic, fresh, citrusy, woody, but green herbaceous scent. It's actually quite complex, and especially for what you pay. This is how men's fragrances used to be. They used to be very rich with a lot of depth, even though it is something that's meant to be worn every day, casually. The best way I can describe it, it's almost like a very clean herbaceous soap. It's a very soapy, fresh, clean scent, but with a lot going on. There's even a little bit of like a rich, warm sweetness hovering around in there that comes out more as it dries. Definitely something that you can easily wear anytime, anywhere, and again, very, very cheap. So that is Alfred Sung Home. A little bit different. You may or may not smell like somebody's uncle, but I think you'll get away with it. It smells wonderful, it smells clean. Who doesn't want to smell clean? Okay, for our professional scent, I want to continue on here talking about fragrances that not many people are talking about, that you're not really going to see discussed on other YouTube channels. And this is one that I am known for. I've been talking about this fragrance for over 5 years now. And I do consider it a beautifully professional fragrance, something that makes you smell distinguished. From John Varvatos, we have Varvatos Vintage. And this is kind of a mix of all the greatest elements here together, but in a package that smells mature. Doesn't smell dated or outdated or vintage.
Even though the name is vintage.
It smells mature. It smells like someone who is older, who is more grounded, who is more refined and confident with where it has a cleanliness, has a freshness to it. There is an aromaticity to this fragrance. There's even a bite. There's almost like a fruity bite from, I think, quince and maybe some rhubarb mixing with the freshness here. But there's immediately this warm, sweet, suede-like base that's coming in here. Maybe even a little bit of tobacco. So there's a freshness to it without being overly like clean smelling. It doesn't smell like soap or anything, but there is this warmth, there's this sweetness down there, there is this kind of earthy richness, but it's all blended so perfectly, especially for the price. I'm still recommending this to this day. Very, very great for a professional occasion. That is John Varvatos Vintage. Hello, this is an ad. As we mentioned at the start of the video, this video is sponsored by Tiege Hanley. And why is this relevant? Well, we're talking about getting fragrances on a budget, which means you're trying to make yourself more attractive on a budget if you're looking to save money on that. And there's another way to make yourself more attractive on a budget. For just 30 bucks a month, you can have your skin looking as clear as mine. I'm totally kidding. But what I'm not kidding about is the fact that Tiege Hanley has actually made my skincare routine so easy and actually kind of enjoyable. The cool thing is it comes with this little card and it gives you instructions for day and night. They're basically the same except for one added step. It's the scrub for the daytime, which you only do a few times a week. So I'm gonna actually wash my face for you so you can see it. First thing we do is start with the wash. Again, I do this twice a day. I think you know how to wash your face. That's it, rinse. Now I'm gonna use the scrub, which I just do a couple times a week to exfoliate, get rid of dead skin cells. So you wanna do this while your face is still wet. Just massage it.
Let those beads do all that dead skin cell scrubbing.
Split this up maybe on like Wednesday and Sunday or something like that. I can't see you at all. This is professional. And finally, because it is the daytime, I'm going to use the AM moisturizer, which has an SPF, I think it's 20. Helps protect your skin from the sun, because who wants skin cancer? Not me. And they also have a PM moisturizer, which I would use at night. It's a little bit thicker, it's richer, it sits on the skin for the whole night and keeps you moisturized while you sleep. But for now, we're gonna moisturize while we are awake. Rub this in, and we're basically done, that's it. Go ahead and click the first link down in the description to get Tiege Hanley for best possible price. Again, 30 bucks at the moment, and you'll get a free gift with your purchase. So start taking care of your skin today. It's less money than you'd spend on a fragrance, and people see your face before they smell you. Back to the video. Now for a fun night out scent, something that smells playful. I've been talking about this one for years now. I still stand behind it. We have Calvin Klein Euphoria Intense. It's funny, this is actually my second bottle of this, not because I finished the first one. I actually sold the first one a couple years back, but then I missed it. I got it back and I realized the mistake I had made. I'm so glad I have this back in my collection. This is kind of a superb fragrance from Calvin Klein in this genre. It's one of those scents where you look at the note breakdown, it's not really gonna smell the way that it looks. Apparently there's a lot of ginger and even some oud, but there's some elements that you do get. There's an amber, so there's a sweet, warm quality to it. So there's definitely a vanilla-like scent in here, but there is an aromatic nature that I don't really attribute to ginger. It's not really all that spicy, but it is quite fresh, but it's sweet and warm. It is definitely woody. It doesn't smell the most special. I wouldn't say this is the most out there fragrance, but if you're looking to be appealing on a night out, this doesn't smell like everything on the market in this realm, and it's definitely gonna not break the bank here. That is Calvin Klein Euphoria Intense. Highly recommend it. And finally, coming from the house of Lalique, our showstopper fragrance, not for everyone. Definitely something that is going to make you stand out in any crowd, especially if you dress this thing up. I wouldn't call this a very attractive fragrance. It's not going to pull everyone in around you into thinking that you smell really, really good. Only the select few will enjoy it. This is called Encre Noir à l'Extrême, and this is a vetiver based fragrance. Vetiver being this woody grass that can have a variety of scents. It can be woody, as I said, it can be earthy, it can be leathery and smoky, depending on where it's sourced and how it's sourced. In this case, it's a little bit on the woody, smoky side of things, a touch of a bitterness in here, quite earthy as well, almost smells like the earth itself. No real sweetness. You have a little bit of a balsamic quality, kind of filling out the scent, keeping it from being too dry. So there is this kind of malleable smoothness to the scent. It's not just dry woods or anything like that. Really a handsome fragrance. It's amazing that you can get this for the price you can get it. So snatch it up while it's still cheap if you're trying to smell different. Lalique Encre Noire à l'Extrême. Okay, we are on to our next price range, being mid-tier. So we're looking at $41 to $99. And this is a special fragrance, not really on the surface, but when you smell it, you realize like, okay, it smells easy to wear. It smells fresh and clean, but it also doesn't smell like every other designer fragrance that's doing that. This is Mr. Burberry Eau de Toilette from Burberry, a creation of Francis Kurkdjian. This is, again, on the surface, kind of an easy to wear scent. You have some of the usual suspects like citruses, like spices, some herbs and some woods. It comes off clean, not soapy though, and spicy. Quite a bit of cardamom in here, bringing a fresh, cooling, spicy nature to some grapefruit. Immediately, it's quite woody, but it stays clean. Not a ton of sweetness in here, which I actually really appreciate. It's more on the herbaceous, woody side of things with its freshness, and again, some spice in there as well. There's more going on than just that, but that's primarily what I get. Again, you can wear this anytime, any day, anywhere, just about any occasion. You're gonna smell fresh and clean, but in a way that is, again, not just like your Versace Dylan Blue or your Dior Sauvage or Bleu de Chanel. It does kind of do its own thing, and I dig that. That's Mr. Burberry Eau de Toilette. All right, up next for our professional category. This is an absolute classic. Some might say this is a must-have for any man in their collection, and this is a stunning fragrance even to this day. Over 15 years later, we got to talk about Terre d'Hermès, just the Eau de Toilette version here. Also a vetiver based fragrance, but a little bit cleaner and brighter than the Lalique I just mentioned. This is based on citruses like orange and grapefruit, a lot of black pepper, and vetiver. That's primarily what you get. Some people say it smells like a dirty, spicy orange. Sure, if you want to put it together that way, that's awesome. But there's a professional air to this fragrance. There's a very distinguished and refined air. It smells so well put together. It makes you smell so well put together. Stunning stuff. To this day, Terre d'Hermès. Time for a fun, playful, night out scent coming from Scotch Porter, who makes amazing products, even ranging to their hair products, which I use for grooming. They have facial stuff, they have body stuff for cleaning yourself and all that, but they also make great fragrances. They have 4 of them, and this is one of them that they call Miami Duppy. This is a beautiful fragrance, simple, but there's some depth here. This is an amber-based scent, so you do have a sweet warmth, almost like vanilla in a way, with some tonka bean, but there's this kind of roasted quality to the scent. There's almost like a smokiness in here. There's saffron in here as well, which I think might kind of lend to that nature. It's not just smooth, creamy vanilla. There's, again, this roughness to the scent, almost leaning smoky, roasted quality that makes it more interesting, maybe makes it more sexy, and kind of sets it apart from all the other Playboy party scents from other designer brands. If anything, I would compare this to something like Armani Code Profumo, but it's a little darker than that. So if you're looking for something slightly more mature and less kind of boyish than Armani Code Profumo, I would definitely check out Scotch Porter Miami Duppy. Simply a sexy fragrance. It is time for our showstopper, like the Lalique. Not for everyone. In fact, this is probably even more polarizing than the Lalique. This is also based on earthy notes like vetiver, like patchouli. Also, we have a bit of an animalic leather in here. From Gucci, we have Gucci Guilty Absolute Pour Homme. Also, lots of cypress in here, bringing this kind of dry, woody quality. Very dry, very woody, leathery, earthy. Some might say just extremely masculine. Kind of harks back to older fragrances, maybe from like the 1980s and 70s, that people said smelled undeniably masculine. This is in that realm. This is not for the faint of heart at all. Some people say it smells very medicinal. almost like a band-aid in a way. I can see that, but in the air when you wear this thing, when you dress it up, when you walk around, you walk past people, it really gets people's attention. It may not smell overtly like you put on a fragrance, but there's something about it that's almost very natural smelling. Not like in a funky way, not like you smell, but the earth. It's kind of a visceral fragrance, at least for me. I cannot get enough of this stuff. Again, it's a love it or hate it. I happen to love it. Even a touch of a strange sweetness that's tucked away in there that you really only get when you spend time with the fragrance. I don't know where that comes from. It could just be a figment in my mind's nose. I don't know, but I love it. It's Gucci Guilty Absolute Pour On. Okay, we're into our final price range. This is the luxury slash niche. So we're talking about $100 or more, and we have quite a range of that above this $100 mark, but we don't have anything super crazy here. No $500 fragrances or anything like that. Our everyday scent, I'm going with Ganymede from Marc-Antoine Barrois. Not a lot of people talk about this. I'm not sure why. This is such an unusual fragrance for being so easy to wear. I think it's incredibly versatile. I think this could be a signature scent, and it's something that will help you smell incredibly different. It is characterized by a freshness from violet leaf, which is an unusual fresh note, bringing this kind of herbaceous quality that almost can be a little bit metallic in a way. This has some mineral-like notes in it, kind of contributing to that metallicism. Is that a word?
I don't know.
We also have Immortelle, which contributes a very kind of strange, hay, rustic, woody quality. It could even be a little bit sweet, almost like maple syrup in a way. It's in here, kind of a culinary feel that is well blended, does not stand out too much. And yeah, I think you do have a little bit of suede or leather or something like that. Ultimately, what this smells like when you put it all together, it smells like the interior of a luxury automobile, the leather interior of a brand new luxury car. It smells so like rich. There's something that just smells wealthy about this fragrance, but again, so easy to wear. I recommend sampling it if you can. Ganymede is technically Jupiter's largest moon, which is the largest moon in our solar system, and it is created in homage to that. But to me, it smells like a luxury car, but wearable, something a human would wear. Incredible stuff, and also great performance if you're worried about that. Ganymede from Marc-Antoine Barrois. Now for a professional fragrance, and this is a standout. If you're asking me, from a brand created by a YouTuber, my friend Dan, aka Mr. Smelly 1977, his brand that he's calling Naughton & Wilson, and this is their flagship release. We're talking about Gravitas Pour Homme. This is a stunning fragrance in the realm of the fougere. This is kind of your classic elements of a fougere, citruses that are pretty bright. You do have spices, oak moss. This one also has the addition of vanilla that makes it even more creamy. It gives it this beautiful sillage where it just kind of hangs in the air. No matter where you are, it lingers slowly. It makes it quite strong and present, so you will be noticed. But there is something that smells very distinguished about it. Again, very professional. There's a cleanliness here, but there's this sweet, smooth heaviness to the fragrance. There's a weight to it that I love. One of my favorite fougere style fragrances for sure, Gravitas Pour Homme. Can't recommend it enough. Okay, it is time for our fun fragrance. Something that's playful, something that is maybe flirtatious in a way. When I first smelled this stuff, it blew me away. I cannot believe I had never smelled it before. From the house of M. Micallef, a brand I'm getting to know and love, this is called Désir Toxic. Toxic Desire. Wow, this is like dark, spicy fruits and woods. I think there's maybe some black currant in here. It's juicy, it's mouth-watering, but it's dark and it's sweet. There's almost like a green, I think there might be a little bit of cannabis in here, just a slight touch of a green, herbaceous earthiness that's not really funky, but there's an edge to it. It is just simply sexy, and it's different. Check out Désir Toxic if you're trying to smell alluring, kind of in a grown way, but not mature. I think the guy who likes Versace Eros may not really care for this, but if you're looking for something a little bit more elevated than that, check this out. Okay, our final fragrance here, the showstopper for the luxury category. This fragrance blows me away. Grace loves this fragrance as well. There's many people I've showed it to that absolutely love this fragrance. It is stunning stuff.
You ready?
From the house of Memo. African leather. The best way I can describe this, it has an exoticism to it. It does kind of smell exotic. There is something spicy about it, cardamom. You do have leather, of course, but the leather is a centerpiece without being the front runner. It kind of ties everything together, but there's more than just leather. There's definitely a kind of brown, supple leather, almost like you're in a lounge. I think Grace described it as that way one time. Like you're in a lounge in the back of some kind of real bougie lounge. It's dimly lit. There's leather seats and the booths and all that. And it smells like luxury. It doesn't smell rough or rugged in any way. There's a bit of a balsamic sweetness in here as well. I don't know if there's technically any resins in this, but it kind of smells that way. Mixing with that leather, mixing with the spices. But that's really it. It's kind of a simple scent, but it comes together in a way that smells like nothing else out there. It's very, very powerful, which could be a bit much for people. So that's why it's a little bit polarizing, but I do think that the scent itself is completely beautiful, especially when worn in the right occasions, when you don't put too much on, because again, it's so strong. This is going to turn heads. This will make you memorable. This also might have people asking you what you're wearing and writing it down so they can go get it themselves. And it's up to you if you want to share it with them. That is African leather from Memo, total showstopper, cream of the crop if you're asking me about luxury fragrances to smell like a standout. So that's gonna do it for me. Once again, you can check out any of these fragrances down at the links below. I would love to know if you've tried any of these. Do you already have them and love them, or do you have them on your wish list? I'd love to know down in the comments. Make sure you check out Tiege Hanley at the link down below. You can get a free gift using our link. And again, get on top of your skincare today. Do it now before it's too late, because there is a point when it's too late. If you like the video, please like the video. It really means so much to me, helps with my visibility and shows me you like the content. Make sure you subscribe and join the Fresh Squad today. It costs you absolutely nothing. And thank you so much for tuning in. Peace. I'll see you in the next one.